where no one could see that I was different. I escaped into online multiplayer games, spending hours playing Counter-Strike and StarCraft. I grew to love the online world more than the actual world. Sometimes when Paul would run downstairs to watch a movie, play cards, or shoot hoops with me, I would turn off the lights in my house to make him think that I wasn't home. It was easier for me to make a digital connection than to face rejection in the real world. The truth is, Paul and I were in the same spaces a lot of the time, school and church and our neighborhood, but I didn't know how to be a true friend. Even if I sometimes had twinges of guilt about how I treated Paul, I didn't know how to deal with all the complex feelings of being a stranger in a strange land. Then the summer after my senior year, as I was getting ready to move to Boston for college, Paul handed me that letter. When I read it, I knew he was right. It was painful to admit, but I hadn't been a good friend. Paul had offered belonging through the gift of friendship in America, but I didn't know how to receive and experience it. I was frustrated by that, and despite Paul's best efforts, I was still very lonely. I felt unseen, unknown, and unloved. I felt disconnected from people around me, misunderstood, and left out. Looking back, I realized I was searching for answers to questions like these. Who will accept me for who I am? How do I create meaningful friendships? What does it mean to be loved, and how do I create a loving relationship? I've spent much of my adult life trying to understand loneliness and what to do about it, and this book holds the fruit of my efforts. I've discovered that belonging, one of our fundamental human needs, is the best way to overcome loneliness. Psychology today defines loneliness as a state of distress or discomfort caused by a gap between our desire for social connection and our actual experience of it. It often has less to do with others' physical absence and is more about emotional or psychological distance, which is why an extrovert can know and interact with many people and still feel lonely, or why I could have a best friend like Paul and still be fundamentally disconnected and lonely. Loneliness affects all groups, regardless of gender, race, or age. Introverts, extroverts, influencers, counselors, pastors, single people, married couples. We all want to be seen, be known, and be included. We all need belonging because we were made to belong. We are all lonely, but don't want to be. Hey, Ching Chong. I definitely heard that name more than once, and a million others like it. One time, I was walking down the stairs in middle school, and someone yelled, "Spoon dropper!" which was weird because I had not dropped any spoons. I found out later he called me that because when a metal spoon is thrown down the stairs, it makes the ching, 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 ching sound. Junior high can be painful for everyone, but it was brutal for me. Even when the other kids weren't calling me names, they made slanted eyes or kung fu motions in my direction as they laughed. As a newcomer to America, I never wanted to stand out. I simply wanted to fit in. I hated it when people noticed my accent or tried to correct me. I can still hear the giggles in the classroom when my Korean name Changhyun was pronounced during attendance. For the first time, I began to be ashamed of my own name. And these comments repeatedly reinforced my new reality. I was an outsider and I didn't belong. I especially dreaded lunch period. There were so many anxious thoughts running through my mind. Who do I sit with? Will anyone invite me to their table? Can I stand another torturous lunchtime sitting alone? The pain of loneliness was too much for this 10-year-old to bear. I sometimes ate my lunch inside dirty elementary school bathroom stalls. I had to wait.